Hey everybody, it's J2 with Ocean Views Real Estate. My office is in Leland. I'm all over Oak Island, Southport, Wilmington, Carolina Beach, everywhere the salt air hits your face. Why did I call myself J2? Well, I'm Jay's avatar, definitely a work in progress. I might be showing up more to give market reports that Jay generates from his new, expensive House Canary AI real estate investing tool. Today, I've got a real-time Oak Island market update for ZIP 28465. This is the stuff I look at before I write offers, before I price listings, and before I stick my neck out telling clients where the puck is going. All right, big picture first. Median list price on the market right now is $765,000. Median price of the homes that actually closed is $780,000. And new listings are coming out hotter at a median of $844,950. So, what does that mean in English? Sellers are still pushing pricing on new inventory. The closed number being a hair above the active list number tells me buyers are paying up for the good stuff that's renovated, staged, or in the right location. You've got upward pressure at the top of the funnel, but you also have some reality checks happening. Case in point, price changes. Median price change is minus 2.82%. Translation: if something misses on price out of the gate, the market taps the brakes and you'll see a reduction around the 5 to 6 week mark. In fact, the median time to the first price drop is 48 days, and only about 5% of active listings have dropped so far, so it's not a price slash free for all, just a selective correction when folks overshoot. Now, timing. Days on market right now is sitting at a median of 79. Median days to contract is running longer. Plan on a couple of months to get a serious buyer on paper if you're not the unicorn listing. And median days to close is about 114, so your list to close journey is often 3 to 4 months, depending on the condition, location, and how dialed in your pricing and presentation are. Supply and demand. We've got 283 active listings on Oak Island. Only a trickle of new supply, 12 new listings in the latest snapshot. Months of supply is 6.74, which is a balanced to slightly buyer-favored market. That months of supply number is key. In my world, that says, buyers can negotiate, but sellers with A-plus product still win. For the stuff that's not turnkey, or that's on a noisy road, needs work, funky layout, you're not getting January 2022 energy. You're getting a rational buyer who wants a clean inspection and a fair price. Negotiations. Sale to list price ratio is 97.37%. So roughly 2.5 to 3% off list on average. Let me jump in here and say that is interesting. For some time, the sold price in Oak Island and Leland and Wilmington, etc. has been 99%. However, my buyer are usually closing 93 to 97%, so I'm saving people many thousands of dollars. Sale to original list price is 92.11%, which is your we overshot and had to walk it down category. So yeah, if you're buying, you've got leverage in that 3 to 8% window depending on the asset. If you're selling, you can still get great numbers if you price correctly on day one and look move-in ready. Miss on either, and the market will make you wait and nick you on price. Appreciation and forecast. Past 12 months, values appreciated 2.18%. Not crazy, but positive. The 1-year forecast is 1.92%, 2-year 2.19%, 3-year 2.07%. In other words, a gentle climb, not a moonshot. Long term, monster numbers. 5-year return 69.9%, 10-year return 135.86%. 5-year CAGR 11.18%, 10-year CAGR 8.96%. That's why I keep saying Oak Island has been and still is a legit place to park money if you buy the right thing. Rental snapshot. Median rent is about $2,573. Median gross yield is 5.11%. That's mid-pack. What I do for clients is find the outliers. The no-brainer pockets where you can push 9 to 13% gross on short-term rentals if the building, HOA, flood, and insurance picture all make sense. Think oceanfront one-bedrooms that rent like crazy, second-row houses with hot tubs and tiki decks, downtown condos that gross like champs with low fees. I've got managers for all of it. Now, let me zoom into something I see on the ground because each price band has its own weather system. Under $400,000 on Oak Island? That entry level segment can feel like a different planet. I've written multiple offers lately where the comps are literally old by 10%. Multiple offers, aggressive due diligence, fast timelines. If you're playing in that sub $400K lane, you often have to be ahead of the comps to win. Over $400,000 and especially $600K plus, it's more measured. Months of supply kicks in, buyers cherry pick, and presentation and pricing discipline matter more. Strategy time. If you're buying, be ready to move on day one of a new listing if it checks your boxes. I'll video it, walk you through the pros/cons live, and get you enough confidence to make a smart, fast decision. Don't be afraid to pay market for the right cash flowing asset. Sale to list at 97% average means a lot of winners are trading within a few points of ask. We'll aim for value, but we won't lose 5 good houses trying to save 1%. Under $400,000? Expect competition. Over $600,000? We can often negotiate cleaner terms, repairs, credits, especially around day 30 to 50 when the first price drop window opens. Insurance and flood will underwrite that before we fall in love. I'll bring in the lender, the insurance pro, the property manager, full stack. If you're selling, price into the lane where the buyer lives today, not last spring. Remember, first price change usually hits at day 48. Let's nail it up front and capture the early traffic. Presentation is money. Light, bright, clean, staged if needed. The gap between meh and dialed is often your 3% spread right there. Be ready for a 2 to 3% negotiation from qualified buyers and hold firm if your home is A+ and your traffic supports it. Final thought on the vibe. This is a balanced to slightly buyer-favored market with selective heat. The good stuff still moves. The okay stuff sits, trims price, then sells. Long term, Oak Island continues to quietly build wealth, 2% forecasted appreciation near term, but those 5 and 10-year returns tell the real story. If you want my curated list, the no-brainer buys sorted by price bracket and niche, oceanfront, second row, inland Oak Island versus beachside, downtown Wilmington condos, shoot me a message and say list, or hit the site and book a quick call. I'll send you the exact properties I'd buy myself, the numbers, the manager recs, and a game plan to win without overpaying. This is Jay with Ocean Views Real Estate. Boutique shop, heavy on data, heavier on hustle. When you're ready, I'm your boots on the ground guy. Talk soon.